Hey YouTube, Jeff checking in. Today I want to do a quick tutorial or maybe an overview on the edit page. Some of the important ways to manage your editing screen. This overview is designed for a beginner editor in DaVinci Resolve, and so this isn't going to be for an advanced user. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. The first thing to notice about the edit page is that it is we have two viewing windows here, and the window on the left shows your source video, and the video on the right will show where you are on the timeline. Now, the reason why you generally will use this left window is for putting in and out points in the clip before adding it to your timeline, or when you're just dragging the video without the sound or sound. So for example, if I wanted to add a clip to the timeline and I just wanted sound, I would click on this film strip only and bring it in. If I wanted to add in and out points before dropping it in, you put your mouse or the marker where you want the in point, click I, then drag it to where you want the out point, click O for out, and then drag it onto the clip, or sorry, drag it onto the timeline. And that is now on the timeline. Now, when working in the edit page, particularly if you have your clips all on the timeline, you might want to use this whole viewing screen to view your timeline. And to do that, there's this button up here. This allows you to have a single viewing pane for the timeline you're working on. So now the source video is gone. If you want that back, you just toggle that back in and you can see the source videos again. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to show you is if you're using DaVinci Resolve for the first time, this is kind of how your left hand is going to look. The left hand of the screen is going to look. And in the media pool section up here, you can click on this button here. This will move out the file structure and the bin structure and just allow you to see your thumbnails. You can also change the size of the thumbnails by clicking and dragging this button to the right. Okay, and if you find that you have too much real estate designed for or designated to thumbnails, you can just click and drag this over like so. This gives you even more space. Okay, now you might want to keep your bin structure here, particularly if you have multiple bins and you want easy access to that. Often I'll create bins with B-roll, different subject matter, different cameras depending on the project. And so sometimes I'll want to keep that. But if I'm just doing a simple vlog, I usually hide that bin structure. Same thing with this. If I'm I can move this toolbox by clicking that, and then you just get back to the main buttons here. Pull that back to be able to see between your transitions. Now, the other thing that you can do is if you want your timeline to extend all across this bottom of the screen, for example, if you're not doing your transitions or your transitions to the end or your titles to the end or putting in any sort of effects, then often you want to work with the entire timeline. And you do that by clicking this it's a rectangle with an arrow pointing up. You click that and that brings your timeline all the way across the bottom. So in your editing, you can basically have your full timeline down here and a single screen up here, and it's a great way to edit your projects. Okay, and if you're ready to start working with your effects again, you just click this button up here again. This will bring back the left-hand margin, and then to bring your effects library back at the bottom, you just click effects library, and that brings that back, and you can work with that. And so if you want to have the top menu showing as opposed to just the single level menu, I prefer to have this open so I can easily switch between transitions. Then yeah, you just do that. Now, one thing I did want to show you as well to help with your editing is when you're working with the source window here and you're looking at your in points and out points, one thing that you can do, the default here just shows the video without the sound, but if you go up to these three dots here on the clip, on the source viewing pane, you can click show zoomed audio waveform, and this shows you the zoomed waveform at the point of the video you're in, or you can hit show full clip audio waveform, and so you can see in the red line, this is where I'm at in the clip, but you can use this audio to help you set your in points and out points. And if you don't want that, you can just take that off again by clicking the check mark. Okay, and the last thing that I just want to show you for a beginner use of the edit tab is when you have a big timeline, if you want this to be within the view area, you just hit Shift Z. That will bring your entire timeline within the editor screen down here. If you want to go back to where you were, again, you could just click Shift Z again, and that will take you into a zoomed version of your timeline. So it's handy if you want to just get to your whole timelines. Alright, so those are a few of the basic aspects of the editing screen that you should know to get you started in the edit page of DaVinci Resolve. Alright, so if you found this helpful or learned anything new, I would appreciate if you would subscribe and like this video. Alright, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.